everyone. Welcome to Tactical Talk with Shad and Jillian from Mad Dog Armory. I am Jillian, and this is Shad. We're super excited to be here with you and talk some gun talk. We are on every Friday at 6 p.m. You can catch us on webeamtv.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll have all that up on the screen for you. Follow us on Facebook, all that good stuff. We'll have all the social media up on the screen for you to follow us. We're super excited to join you. For years, Shad and I have been censored being in the gun industry, so we were very excited to hear from WeBeam that they were looking for a gun shop, a gun show that had a male and a female, because we kind of think differently. Would you agree with that?
A little bit.
So it's good to get a perspective from a female as well as the male. It is a male-dominated industry, so it's always good to have the brains and the beauty. I guess that makes a good combination. So welcome. We're super excited that you're joining us. We wanted to get into a little bit about who we are, who Mad Dog is. I don't know if my hair is covering the tank, but we own Mad Dog Armory, a full-service gun shop. We'll get into that a little bit in a minute, but we just want to tell you a little bit about us, and thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hopefully you'll learn a few things and have a few laughs, and we'll go from there. But Shad, I'm going to give it to you. Tell us a little bit about your personal and professional background, how you got into guns, why you enjoy them, all that good stuff. The who, what, when, and why.
Yeah. I've been around guns and in the gun industry for a long time. So a little kid, military brat. So I grew up with an Air Force father. My brother went into the Army. I have a daughter in the Navy, but just kind of in general, been around guns for a long time. Really enjoyed guns. I enjoy Buccaneer football. Go Bucks. Shitty loss yesterday. We'll get into that later. But yeah, love going out on boats. Love shooting. Just spending time with like-minded people, having a good time. Yeah. But yeah, been doing it a long time.
Speaking of the Bucks, so I know we're going to air on Friday. Wasn't good last night. It was not good, but Shad's a diehard. I became a diehard once I moved here to Florida, and yeah, it was a heartbreaking loss. It really stinks. Anyway, a little bit about me. So my background is not guns. I did not grow up around guns. I'm actually originally from Long Island. I moved to the sunny, amazing Florida in 2005, late 2005. And then when I met Shad, if you didn't know, we are married, he had guns, and I was like, oh my gosh, why would you have guns? What did you do? You're crazy, And he was like, no, you need to learn about this. So once I learned, I just fell in love. I enjoy it so much. I enjoy teaching people. I really, really, I'm really passionate about education, and the anti-gunners, I kind of want to turn them, so it's a challenge for me to meet somebody that's like, oh my God, guns, gun control, I'm like, really? So I can hopefully turn them, and I've turned quite a few people. I know it sounds funny, it sounds sexual, but it's not.
Come to the dark side, we have cookies.
All right, so the 2005, I said I moved here. I have to, of course, look at my notes for my own personal to tell you about my personal stuff. But what I like to do off the clock, I love hanging out with family and friends, going out on the boat, like Shad said. We're big boaters. I love being in Florida. I mean, hey, we live in paradise. That's why everybody's moving down here, right? And I kind of already covered why I do it. I love teaching people. There's nothing better for me than to have somebody that is deathly afraid and seeing something like this, and just being completely, totally scared of it. And then by the end of the training session, them leaving the range, huge smile, super excited about going next time. It's literally something I live for. I love it. I absolutely love it. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's really rewarding.
It's very satisfying. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, because I think most people are just anti-gun because they just don't know. You're
Right.
afraid of things that you don't know. It's kind of ignorance.
Yeah, we're both NRA certified instructors, and we're both USCCA instructors as well. So we do have some credentials. Some of us have been doing a little bit longer than others, like Jillian said. So,
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's kind of nice getting a perspective from somebody that hasn't been doing it as long, but is very passionate and really good at relaying that same information to other people. So it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a good balance. We'll get into Mad Dog in a minute in our stores and our locations and things, but Shad and I have two different techniques in our training. Our goals are the same clearly, but really great with beginners because I was there more recently, maybe.
Not long ago, yeah.
And I know how it feels. And again, that whole male-female thing, I know people don't, think it's a big deal, but it actually is. We think differently. We just learn differently. It's just a thing. So I really relate to the beginners where Shad's experience really comes into play after they're beginners, and then they want to move forward and learn more tactical things and, Mac Daddy out their guns and things like that. That's where, he really excels knowing that stuff.
Yeah.
And even the older guns, you love, the history of guns and where they came from, and that's all good stuff too.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Love it. Love talking about it.
Yeah.
So
Super fun.
yeah.
All right, so that's enough about us, even though we can go on all day about us. Let me get my paperwork.
One of the things you were kind of talking about, right, is about girls, and there's a big stigma, usually with cavemen, right, that girls have to have a certain kind of gun. And a lot of times it'll be a revolver because it's easy, right? But that's not always the case. So it really, really does depend on a person, right? So everybody's different, male, female, doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. It's what are they able to handle, manipulate, and control.
Can I hit
it?
it?
Comes down to.
Yeah, baby, nailed it.
I mean, that's the nailed it button. We have to hit that because he absolutely nailed it. And thank you for that segue because the topic of today's show is actually girl guns. And that was a great introduction to that because we do hear that a lot in our shops.
Yeah.
What's a good girl gun? And there really is no such thing as girl guns, but we're definitely going to segue into that shortly. I wanted to talk a little bit about Mad Dog Armory and our mission, why we opened the store, and all that good stuff. Mad Dog Armory's mission is very simple. It's educating the community, keeping the community safe, providing products and training specific to your needs, whether you're a female or a male or older. Crime does not
Novice,
discriminate.
advanced, right? It doesn't matter. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, from beginner to advanced. I mean, we have people that have never, touched a gun before and are nervous about even walking in the store, and then we have people that are very advanced. But our point and our mission to Mad Dog is to cater to everybody, and we are your friendly neighborhood gun shop. We have 2 locations. We're actually very excited about our second location in Tampa that we opened May of 2021. Where are we? I don't even know what year it is because...
And it was May 4th. So May the 4th be with you.
Yes. So Shad's a big Star Wars fan, not Star Trek, because there is a difference, as you can tell. I'm not really into
I
it.
had to teach her about something other than guns as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Still haven't gotten through all the Star Wars. God, it's hard to get through them for me. I mean, maybe back in the day when filming was like you were used to that quality of film, but man, it's tough to watch. Like, it seems like it's like a plastic thing going across the screen. Like a little...
You're killing me, Smalls.
I'm sorry, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Anyway. So our mission is very simple. We are your friendly neighborhood gun shop. We don't ever want you to be intimidated by walking into the gun shop. All of our employees are all trained the same way, being friendly and knowledgeable, getting you into the right product and training and all that good stuff. So one of the things I wanted to mention, no matter what your means are, I mean, guns aren't for everybody. We get that. Not everybody should have a gun. Not everybody can have a gun.
Right.
So you need to learn other things other than, guns. And, we have other non-lethal products. We have self-defense classes that are available for people, tasers, stun guns, pepper sprays, things like that, because There are our favorite places, which are gun-free zones.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Horrible, right? But they are around. You'll see them, see signs up, and there's places that you can't go with your guns. So there are other options, and even if it's, you know, hand to hand, you need to learn that stuff. So the world is a crazy place right now, especially in the last year or two, right? Crazy.
Yeah. Especially in the last year.
People have lost their flipping minds.
You can say fucking, it's okay.
Can you?
Yeah.
Rob, can we say that F word? Oh, who knew?
Fucking A.
Oh. I don't know if you need to.
Why not?
Okay. So I guess we
now
can
just
say
got
that.
an R rating. I said it twice, sorry.
Well, anyway, so people have lost their minds. And sometimes people say, well, I live in a good area and this and that. That doesn't matter. Criminals don't discriminate. And actually, if you live in a good area, you probably want to be more armed than ever because, honestly, that's where, you know, criminals are going. So definitely doesn't discriminate. Everybody needs training. You know, we're just super excited to be here and talk guns. We're going to, you know, do our best to bring you the most up-to-date information. We'll bring in cool things and to talk about. If there's anything that you specifically have questions about, you could reach out to us, you know, on any of our social media platforms.
Absolutely.
And kind of suggest something that we can talk about or a product that you're, you know, interested in or something like that, just to give us some ideas because we are kind of new at this whole
And we say
TV
kind of new, we
show,
mean really
TV
new
show.
because it's happening like right now. And this is number one.
This is number one.
Not necessarily number 11, but number one.
Not number
So,
two.
Definitely not number 2.
Yeah.
Next
So
week.
This is our first show, so we appreciate your patience with us. So anyway, so getting into the nitty gritty of today's show, like Shad mentioned before, you know, girl guns. So which girl guns are the best girl guns for girls? Are there girl guns?
No, there's nothing really specifically for a girl. I mean, ultimately, again, it's what can somebody handle, right? So stature, right? Do we have any kind of ailments? Do we have maybe arthritis or something where we're unable to kind of manipulate or hard to squeeze a trigger, stuff like that. So we need to kind of figure out what works for them. So
Right.
ultimately, the best thing is to come in the shop, right? So we can kind of get a feel for who they are and what they want to try to accomplish, right? Because ultimately, it's what do you want to accomplish? Do you want to protect yourself at home? Do you want to carry? Do you want to, you know, sports? Do you want to do it as
Competitively,
right?
or, yep.
So there's lots of different things that you can do. It's not just something just for self-defense. You literally, it can be very therapeutic, right? Very
Agreed.
therapeutic.
Yes.
It's amazing when a gun goes off in your hand. The
Endorphins.
pressures in that are so spectacular, and it's kind of amazing what you can do with something like that. It's just really cool. So,
I would agree.
yeah.
It's therapy. It's also really good as couples. A lot of times we have customers that come in, men, and they say, oh, my wife hates guns, you know, and I have to hide this gun from her. I can't let her know that, you know, I just bought this gun. And we actually have that little sign that says for an extra $5, we'll change the receipt to say what you told your wife you paid for this gun. So we laugh about that. It's a joke. We don't really do that. But do you do that?
We haven't had anybody yet that has actually asked to do it, which is good because then you're lying to your wife. Not good.
That's not good.
No.
But what we can do is we can teach her. So we find that really helps out as well. So as a female instructor, it really helps get her trained with a female, and she may be more willing to take a class because it is, you know, a female teaching it, even though our syllabuses are pretty similar to our co-ed and pretty much the same, honestly.
Absolutely.
It's just a difference in the instructor. So we tell those guys, hey, you don't have to lie. Imagine her being into guns if we get her into the right one that's not frightening. And, you know, you can't start her off with a .357 Magnum revolver. If you take her to the range to introduce her to guns, men, are you listening? Hello. She's never going to like guns because that is way too big of a round, that it's going to scare the absolute living shit out of her, and she's never going to touch a gun again. Yeah. So what's great about giving us that responsibility is we can get her into the right gun, even if she's shooting like a little 22, you know, E-Z or something like that. Does E-Z come in 22?
It does not, but we
No,
have
the
a
compact.
Smith & Wesson 22 compact.
Yeah, so the Smith & Wesson 22 compact is a good option, but any kind of 22 long rifle to just get her comfortable, and then we can move her up. And this way she can pretty much, once we teach her on that, we can move her up to any caliber that she would be able to handle. I mean, she might not like, using it at the range all the time and shooting lots of rounds through it, but at least she'll be able to defend herself in your home or wherever she is, that she can grab it and use it. But going to the range, she's definitely going to like a smaller caliber for the most part as a beginner. And then from there, can always tier up. So,
and I tell you what, it really does help for us to help training, just for the fact of a lot of times husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, giving certain information and receiving certain information usually doesn't go very well.
Are you talking from personal experience?
Personal experience. So it does help, right? It really does help. I tried and it didn't go very well. So we ended up getting a lot more external training, which helped me out. I mean, to be honest, it made me a better shooter as well. And I love getting training. I love going out and meeting new instructors and hearing new things and new ideas and new tools and new ways of presenting stuff to people. It's great.
Yeah.
So
it's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we'll get into the Smith & Wesson. We did bring a couple of firearms with us, a couple of different variations of the Smith & Wesson E-Z. Shield, sorry, thank you, Shield E-Z, because that is very common for new shooters. The slide is a lot easier to pull back. There's a backstrap safety feature, and there's a couple of different things that we can kind of go over with you when it comes to that. Not all girls like pink. So a lot of times, and this is why I opened Mad Dog Armory. So I'm actually the owner. I'm the founder.
Yeah.
Shad, of course, is the owner as well. But in 2016, I decided to open Mad Dog because I was not getting the service that I felt was right. We'd walk into a gun shop, or I'd walk into a gun shop, and not only not being acknowledged because I was a girl, but then, hey, sweetheart, here's a pink revolver for you. This is what you're going to want, and this is what, you need, honey, type thing. And I was like, oh, no, this is not okay.
Little did they know they were talking to an instructor, right, that loves shooting 45, loves her 1911s.
Yeah.
Probably knew equivalent, probably knowledge to those firearms as them, maybe even more, depending on who we were talking to.
Yeah. But they're, most typical gun shops, I'm not saying all, but dirty, unorganized, smelly,
Men. It's kind of like a men's bedroom.
What is the tool man? Was he a I don't know why I just thought of that, but that's what I felt like. But yeah, so I knew that there was a need in our area, in our Seminole location, our Seminole Boulevard Largo location. There was nothing in the area like that. And I definitely wanted something to change. So it was definitely a need for that in the market. So I came home one day and just said, hey, I'm opening a shop. And he was like,
no, you're not.
No.
And she said, yes, I am. And that went back and forth for a little bit.
Yeah. We found a little tiny location and pulled the trigger, needless to say, on it. And here we are 7 years later, and it's kicking ass. And like I said, the second location is
6 years.
6. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it 6?
Yeah.
Oh.
6.
Okay, 6.
Yeah.
6 years later. I've
April.
been saying 7 since 2022. I'm a year ahead.
6 inches, 7 inches, it's all the same.
Anyway, so after opening the store, I wanted to make sure we maintained, keeping a friendly atmosphere. It's very clean, it's very organized, it smells good, all those good things. So that's all good stuff at Mad Dog. So definitely want you to visit. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining into Tactical Talk with Mad Dog Armory, Shad and Jillian. That's Shad. I'm Jillian. And we're here to educate you guys, talk about cool products, and just be uncensored and unfiltered as far as being able to talk about certain things that unfortunately, being in the gun industry, we are censored on. So hopefully you'll enjoy the show, and thank you for joining us again. Follow us on social, join us on WeBeam TV, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that good stuff. So definitely follow us for future shows. And we're super excited to have you. Thank you for watching. All right, so we're talking about girl guns. So girl guns don't exist, as Shad said before. Yeah. It's really just about your skill level, your budget, what your intended use is.
Dexterity, right? If you have dexterity issues
yeah,
or not.
If you're older or you have any kind of like dexterity issues and you have trouble pulling back on the slide, a revolver isn't, the answer always. Sometimes yes.
Sure.
But how many times have we had somebody come into the shop that, an older lady or an older man, and he says, I can't pull the slide back,
right,
or I can't pull the trigger on this revolver because the trigger pull is too hard. They can't do it. So a revolver isn't always the answer. So we were pretty excited when Smith & Wesson came out with the Shield E-Z, because that's a really great option for people like that,
right,
that have trouble pulling a slide back and don't have the dexterity or anything,
I mean, ultimately, pretty easy.
Yeah, it's very easy. We're making it look easy, but definitely come into the shop and we can let you play around with one to see if it's right for you or for your loved one that needs something. They're having trouble pulling the trigger. They're having trouble pulling the slide back. There's a lot of different variations of the firearm. It comes in Performance Center.
Right. So you have Performance Center, you have regular. Your regular is going to usually be one color, all black. Your Performance Center is going to provide you with the backstrap safety, the barrel, and the trigger in a different color. And they do either gold, silver, or black. So if you want a little bling, you can bling it out a little bit.
Yes.
We also do what we call a Cerakote work. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But it comes in 9mm and 380. So
yes, it comes in two different calibers.
Chambers. Yep. And just recently, the new 30 Super Carry.
Want to know what you guys think about that as well. And we'll
new
get
cartridge.
Into that.
Yeah, new cartridge just came out, so we're still trying to figure out a little bit about it. Federal came out with that cartridge within the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
So
we're definitely going to get into that. We want to do some ballistics, you know, like we said, this is our first show, but we are super excited about it. We want to, we can do different things on scene and things like that. But yeah, we are very excited about finding out more information on that new cartridge. It's very similar to the 380, but it
right.
allows
so it's
more
the
capacity.
Same length as a 9mm, same ballistics as a 9mm, a little bit smaller, so we can get a couple extra rounds into it. So recoil is supposed to be a little bit less than a 9mm, but still good penetration. So there's some interesting stuff. Yeah. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Costs, unfortunately, right now might be a little interesting. So I'm waiting to talk to some of our vendors and stuff to see what we're looking at price wise. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to follow and see what's going on with that.
Yeah, ammo prices are crazy right now, unfortunately, and even inventory, as you know, has been really difficult. It's, it pained us last year to price our ammo the way it was priced. It really did. We're a cost plus business. So, we just pass along savings to you, or we pass along the increase, unfortunately, to you as well. As the consumer, it kind of stinks.
Let's go, Brandon.
I almost wore that shirt today, but I wasn't sure if I should or not, but I do. Yeah, we need to potentially wear those next time.
I think I prefer this shirt.
This one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You just made me lose my train of thought. We're talking about the new round.
Yep.
And then, the pricing of ammo. Yeah. So prices are pretty crazy. They're starting to come down, which is great.
Better.
It's getting better for sure.
Get it while you can.
We tell people get it while you can.
Reality,
right?
We're going to be having the same problem as we had last year again, because we are definitely having some problems. It's still hard to get a lot of cartridges. Still hard to get some rounds. So, if you need it, get it, and if you don't need it, get it.
Right.
Oh, nailed it.
He did nail it. It's very true, and sometimes people think we're giving them a hard sell in the store, but we're like, we haven't had 380 for 3 months. You're buying a 380, so you need to get like 5 boxes of 380 range, at least right now. And they're like, no, I'll just take one, and I'm like,
Or I'll get it when I come back later,
Oh, yeah, I'll get
and then
it.
it's gone.
Don't do that, people.
Yeah,
You got to
it's
get it
tough.
while it's available. I mean, it went in cycles. So last year, like 2021, beginning of 2021, 9mm was like nowhere, right?
2020, 2021.
2020,
yeah.
21. Yeah, I mean, 9mm you couldn't find anywhere. And we wound up buying like a pallet
Yeah.
and overpaid for it because it's all we could get. We wanted to provide it to our customers. We
Right.
probably paid more than we should have for it, but ultimately it was better to have it than not have it. People were going, they were losing their minds to try
Yeah.
to get their hands on ammo and hoarding it. And so now things are starting to become available, but now it goes in like these weird cycles, right?
Yeah,
So sometimes
absolutely.
it was 380 for a little while. Then it was 22. We couldn't get 22 long for a while. Now, the
357
big
Magnum.
38
You can
special,
start picking
yeah.
some different cartridges.
Weird
and it's-
cycles,
It
yeah.
is. If you need it, get it. And like
Yeah.
I said, if you don't need it, get it. Because you will need it.
I actually like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
For sure.
You will need it at some point in time. So it doesn't hurt to, have a little extra.
Yeah.
So, because you can never have enough ammunition, you can never have enough magazines.
Yeah. Agreed. So, so that's that ammo talk. I'm sure you all know, if you guys are gun enthusiasts, you know that ammo's been a little crazy to get your hands on. We do have a really good stock of it compared to some other stores, and we have it coming in every day. So definitely check back and.
Yeah, and if you're not a gun
Availability.
enthusiast, you need it.
You need to become one.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to turn you, like I said earlier. So if anybody is watching that, is afraid or has no experience with guns, I challenge you to come in and get some training with us.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't
take care of you.
I wouldn't be opposed to 100% money back guarantee. Shad's getting mad, but I literally have never taught anybody that's ever been like, that sucked.
Yeah.
Ever. So, so I'm fine with that. Challenge accepted. All right, let's get back to the EZ. I know we get off topic a little bit, and that's okay. So the EZ, like Shad had mentioned before, it comes in 9, 380, and then that new doesn't come in 22.
Super carry, correct. No
30
22
super-
currently.
No 22, but they do make the compact 22.
That's this guy right here. Yep.
Yep. So that's going to be a little different than the EZ, but
A little smaller, not much, but a little bit smaller. But
Yep.
real easy to manipulate as far as the slide is concerned.
it's almost as easy, I would think, as this guy. So let's see. And then this is the 9, so it's a little tougher. You got to give it a little bit on the 9, but way easier.
380 is definitely easier.
Yeah.
So definitely easier to manipulate. The Shield E-Zs that we have are both 9mm currently that we have here. We do have them in our locations.
Yeah.
But what we brought today were both 9mm. The 380 is definitely a little bit easier to manipulate, for sure.
Yeah.
But it does come in a couple of different styles. So we can get it, again, we kind of talked about the color stuff. But you can also get it with and without a thumb safety. So this currently does not have a thumb safety.
Correct.
Right? Or a manual safety. But it does come with what we call a backstrap safety, and that's this. So ultimately, I have to have this engaged in order to be able to pull the trigger. So, and ultimately, I'm pointing this in a safe direction right now, just so everybody knows.
Yes.
We
It's not
also
pointing
know
at
that,
me.
right? We also know that it is unloaded, right?
It did have a chamber
So-
flag in it. It's
Yeah,
down by
I
your
threw the
foot.
chamber flag out, but
Yeah.
no ammunition.
Thank you for doing that, by
you're
the way.
welcome. But ultimately, that needs to be depressed in order for this to be able to go bang. There's our bang, right?
Yep.
So it does come with a chamber load indicator as well. So this little piece is going to pop up if there's something in the chamber, which you'll learn if you don't know what a chamber is. Take our class. Yeah.
Yes. And as far as the backstrap safety, some people really, if you're a beginner, it's great. And safeties in general.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are personal preference, right? Some people just won't even buy a gun without a safety.
Right.
They're like, oh, where's the safety? My gun, this doesn't have a safety. I don't want this gun. It doesn't have a safety. But
Most guns are going to have some sort of safety mechanism.
Because they're
right? Or
internal.
multiple, correct. And you might have internal mechanisms. This is what we call a striker-fired gun. So a striker-fired gun has some mechanisms inside that just kind of make it so it can't just go off.
Right.
Right.
So if it
Something
drops.
has to occur
Right.
in order for it to go off.
Right.
So-
And then in addition to those internal
safeties.
safeties, the gun manufacturers, of course, make external safeties
Right.
to make people feel, like just
Warm and fuzzy.
in addition to the internal safeties.
Yeah.
So the backstrap safety, personally, I have some Springfield armories that have the backstrap safety.
Mm-hmm.
Can you pin this one?
Yes, there is a way to pin it,
Okay.
but they don't make it easy to do that, right? Because obviously
Yeah.
they want it to be there for a reason.
Right.
But there is a way to kind of make it so it's always engaged.
Right. So in time, as you get more familiar with the gun and you're train with it, having that backstrap safety for me, I didn't like it, and so I had them pin it for me. So my Springfield has it pinned, and I've mentioned it to a few people because they'll go to the range, and what they'll do is, unfortunately, they won't have. So it's still clear, and I'm pointing in a safe direction. So what they'll do is they won't get their grip as far up as they should when they're firing, and so they're not depressing the backstrap safety all the way. And when you do that, it's not going to fire. So you have to really get in there and kind of squeeze. But then if you squeeze too hard, that's a bad grip, and you won't be as
Right.
accurate, right?
But it is good on making sure that you get your hand high up
Yeah.
in that area, the beaver tail area, in
Yep.
order to make sure you're getting a good grip on the gun. So
Yes.
there is a plus minus to it, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what we're giving you, the pluses
Yeah.
and the minuses to it.
Yep.
Also that external thumb safety as well. Again, personal preference. Some people really love having that. It is on the 22 compact.
Yeah, it is here, so we can kind of see it here, right? External safety.
Yep.
Some of the times I find with my grip, so we're going to come over here. Some of the times with my grip, my thumb might accidentally hit it. So that, depending on the gun, and they're all going to kind of be a little bit different.
Yep.
Some are easier to manipulate than others. So when I say manipulate, easier to turn on or turn off. And in doing so, you just got to kind of figure it out. Because like I said, we have a couple of 1911s, and I'll be out shooting, and that thumb will kind of
Kick up.
a little bit and kick on the safety, and all of a sudden, nothing. A whole lot of nothing. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
And that's how you evolve as a shooter. So you evolve from different steps. And I mentioned it earlier, and I'll say it again. It's a very personal choice what you carry,
Yeah.
what features your gun has. If you want to I tell beginners, take advice from people, because everybody's going to have advice. Oh, Glock is the best, or Smith is the best, or
Opinions.
Sig's the best. Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
going to have opinions because they're
They're
like,
like assholes. Everybody's got one.
exactly. So
And they're
take-
usually wrong, except mine. But other than that, yeah.
Depends on who you ask, but yeah. I was going to hit nailed it, but you didn't nail
Yeah,
it that
it's all
time. And feel free when
Oh,
I
sure.
nail it.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
Oh, I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right.
Probably I'll never hit it. But so thumb safeties, again, very personal. I don't think I've ever used a safety because I didn't chamber way back in the beginning.
Right.
I mean, way back in the beginning. I wasn't comfortable carrying. I started carrying. I was still a little nervous, so I didn't chamber around. And I got so much shit from your brother and you.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like as a cop, he
My
was
brother.
like, you're an idiot. You should chamber. It's seconds. But I didn't feel comfortable yet with that. So I practiced at home with a clear firearm. I practiced drawing from my holster and then chambering, right? So it was like one smooth motion,
Right.
instead of popping that safety off, because I didn't like the safety. I couldn't find it. Plus I had nails at the time, and it was like I had a trouble clicking the safety off, so I just didn't chamber.
Right.
And I practiced chambering. I practiced that motion, and I was so fast with it that I was like,
right. You do have to be confident, though, right? And
you have to be
ultimately,
confident?
if you're going to carry the gun, right, you have to feel comfortable in what you're doing.
right. Or you
So-
leave it home, and what good is it there?
Absolutely, right. So if that's what you need to do, then that's what you need to do, because you'd rather have something than nothing. So, but in that instance, right, it's kind of like a car accident and going, hey, I'm going to go ahead and put on my seatbelt before I hit that car in front of me. Well, you don't know when that's going to happen.
Right.
In the same situation
It's a great
with a
reference.
firearm. So you have no idea, you have no idea when it's going to happen. And it's tough because you think, yeah, I can do all that, but it really has to be second nature.
Yes.
And
And that comes with practice.
it does, it does. But if you can carry one in the chamber, carry one in the chamber. If you
Yes.
can't, something's better than nothing.
Correct, but practice
so,
chambering it.
absolutely.
You know, if you're going to carry with the safety on something, you know, with it chambered with the safety on, you have to practice drawing out of your holster and getting that safety off.
Right.
Because the last thing you want to do is not be trained enough that it's second nature that when you draw, you pop that safety off and it's like one swoop motion.
Yep.
Because forgetting that the safety's on. I told you when I did my shooting club that time with the ladies.
We have a
you
shooting
know-
club, by the way,
Oh yeah, let's talk about the
Yeah.
shooting club.
in a minute.
Well, it segued in,
Okay.
so
we do have shooting clubs, both for men and women. So we have
When
the
are
Wild Bunch. We do on the second Monday of the month. And we have a men's shooting club that we do on the first Monday of the month. And we meet at Wyoming Antelope Club.
yes.
There you go, guys.
And all of that information is on our website, and actually it's up on the screen because
Yep.
Rob is awesome.
You
Like
don't know Rob, but Rob rocks it.
our shooting clubs, like he said, meet once a month. And what I did is one of the trainings that I did with my ladies is introduction to drawing from a holster. A lot of ranges in the area won't allow you to draw from a holster. I don't think any
Right.
of them do, right? Most of them don't.
We have a red hat at Wyoming Antelope Club, so they do allow us to teach that due to our credentials and our skill set.
Right.
So it is something that we are allowed to do and capable of doing there. So it is, you're
It's
not
a
able to do it
credential.
on your own, but it is something that if you are there under our supervision, and it's something that we are able to teach and do.
Right. And when Shad says red hat, it's a credential you get from that particular range for taking so many courses with them, teaching courses, donating your time, doing range duty, all that stuff. So with our shooting clubs, we do have that credential, so we're able to do drawing from a holster and things like that. So I did it with the ladies, and the first time we did it, I did it with them. It was shocking how many of them had their safety on. And when I said, okay, you know, like get ready, okay, fire when ready, and it was like click, click, click. I heard it multiple times, and they were like, why didn't it fire? You know, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, thank goodness we're doing this training because it's so important.
Absolutely.
And a lot of them really had an aha moment when they were like, wow, because they come to the range, they shoot at the shooting clubs, they go and they practice, but they never tried that whole drawing from a holster
The whole
because
motion.
they carry it with the safety on.
Sure.
And they carry it every day, but if they ever had to draw,
Click, click.
click, click, nothing
Oops, oops,
happens.
right.
So super important to train how you carry. So, so back to our topic of girl guns and Cerakote.
Yeah.
As you can see, there are different colors that we can do. Cerakote is a coating. It's a very thin coating that is baked into the firearm itself. We do all different colors, all different schemes, patterns, anything you want. But basically, when it comes to girl guns, it doesn't necessarily need to be pink. But if you like pink, I love pink. I'm wearing pink lipstick, but I'm not a big pink gun girl.
Yeah.
But lots of different options out there.
If you like Tiffany blue, it's no
Yes.
such thing as Tiffany blue.
It's robin's
it is now
egg.
robin's egg blue.
Yeah, I think the gun industry took on the Tiffany color as
Tiffany,
robin's egg.
Yeah, Tiffany didn't like
Didn't
that.
like it.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know why they.
Tiffany's
Just
are crazy
it's a color.
anyway.
Well, if they're hairdressers,
They're strippers,
redheads,
redheads.
crazy matrix.
Hot, crazy matrix. Got to see it. Look it up.
Oh
Love
Lord.
it. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, all right.
She's a
So,
unicorn.
aw,
It's my unicorn.
oh, honey,
Nailed it.
love it. All right. So,
And she's not a dude.
what? Why would you say that?
Remember? It's like,
Who said I
You're
was
a
a dude? Oh, in the Crazy Matrix, yes. In the Crazy Matrix.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, wow. No, definitely
Not
not
a
a dude. I was just going to say something, but I'm not going to say it. All right. So this is, like we said, the same, another version of the Smith & Wesson, but we just did the slide and the
Yep.
mag plates. Super inexpensive to do something like this and customize it to
yeah,
your
personalize
own.
it a little bit.
Personalize it,
Because
for sure.
all, these black guns are very scary, right?
All black guns matter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They matter too. But very scary, right? So very scary guns. So this way we can add some color, and now they're not scary anymore.
Yeah. what he said.
Yeah.
But it's also about personalization. I wanted to show you the pink too, because the pink, so the blue one, we did the frame and the mag plates.
Slide.
Oh, sorry, slide and mag plates. On this guy, we did the frame and the mag plates. So it's just a different look, but for more color.
Yeah, and we can do different parts. We can do themes. We can do camo. We can do, right?
Yeah, the Chick-fil-A gun.
Absolutely.
Oh,
if you like
Lord.
Chick-fil-A, we got you.
This person really
Loves
really,
Chick-fil-A.
I mean,
It's like, how much you like Chick-fil-A? I think I'm going to have my gun done as Chick-fil-A.
it's really,
Right on, brother.
I mean,
Yep.
props
Hey.
to you. I mean, I do like Chick-fil-A.
I do like
I
Chick-fil-A.
like a spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
No pickle for you.
no pickle.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So in talking about Cerakote, we do color matching.
Yep.
If your gun has worn areas, or I don't want to say patina, but that's not the right word. Like,
Yeah, so
not pitting,
ultimately,
but
you might have a blued gun, maybe an older gun, and the coating that keeps it from rusting is called bluing, and in time, it will wear off, right? And same thing can happen to Cerakote, right? But ultimately, it is an easy way to refinish your firearm, right?
Yep.
And protect it. And for us, again, here, we live in the Tampa Bay area. We're around water, around salt, so there's salt in the air. I mean, we hear about people all the time that aren't anywhere near the water, but all of a sudden they have rust on their gun or pitting, stuff like that. So this is a way to help coat it and protect it to keep that from happening.
correct.
So,
Yeah.
and then just making it look cool as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Cerakote is a good option for that as well.
Yep.
We do have a lot of guns that come in that are older guns, and they might have some rusting or pitting, you know, like you said,
Yep.
exactly what you said with the water being so close, and it's a really good option
Yep.
to fix up an old gun. You know, people get things handed down, old rifles from grandpa.
Sure.
You know, you want to keep. There's a couple different ways that we can restore it. Cerakote is one, but we can restore it. We could re-blue it. There's, if you want it back to original, we can really like sandblast the hell out of it and make it look like brand new, even though it's an old gun. Or we can restore it to, you know, the time period. How do you explain it? Like the
So ultimately, it's kind of period correct, so we
Period
can kind of
correct,
still get it
thank
back
you.
a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
ultimately, if you have a gun that was made in the 1800s, it probably shouldn't look brand new,
right.
right? But if it has some rust and some other stuff, maybe some problems with the stock, we might be able to take care of that stuff for you. So absolutely,
Correct.
yeah,
We will be able to.
yes.
For sure. We also have a full-time gunsmith at our shop at Mad Dog Armory in both locations. He bounces around a little bit, but he's fantastic. He does really good work. So any kind of customization you need. Something that we do a lot is changing sights for people.
Yep.
If you can't, you know, if you don't really see your sights really well, we can get you into different colors, different.
Night sights, if you don't have night sights, if you're going to be carrying, you might want to have something like that, right? But whether you want to add a red dot maybe to a gun, another way to help aim, which we'll talk about that here
Yeah.
probably in our next episode.
That would be a good episode,
Ooh,
right? Red
yeah.
dots. Red dots are
dots.
super popular right now.
Yeah.
Like all the guns are being made with like
Because
a lot
I'm
of
not
the
getting
guns.
any younger and my eyes aren't getting any better.
Yeah,
So,
that's a great idea. We should probably do
Yeah.
a show on that for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, on red dots and the benefits of it and the different types.
Yep.
Because now there's like a lot of different companies that are doing them now, right?
Yeah,
Loophole just
absolutely.
came out with theirs.
yeah, there's a lot of neat new carry stuff for different manufacturers. So it is something that's really neat. Again, another way to aim, and it's one point of aim as opposed to having to use a front and rear sight. So again, it just kind of allows you to find your target that much quicker and get a good shot on target.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes, it's super popular now.
Remember, there's one rule in a gunfight: win.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter how you do it, win.
Is that good advice? That's good advice. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, win, right? All right. All right, so we talked about Cerakote. So I was actually looking at the Cerakote website when we were getting ready for the show and came across the, you know, the Chick-fil-A gun and all that, and the pink and the blue and all this, all these different things, and I came across a pirate one, and it made me think of what's coming this weekend.
Ooh, Gasparilla.
Gasparilla, guys. Gasparilla
And
is
if you guys
coming.
aren't from around here, Gasparilla is the bomb. It's like Mardi Gras.
Yes.
Tampa style.
Local Mardi Gras.
Tampa style.
Super fun. Parade, beads flying.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
The kids one was just last weekend, so they do
Correct.
2 different ones. They have a children's, which just happened on Saturday.
right.
And then this coming Saturday, which what's the date? 29th? It's not the 27th, because I know the 27th is on Thursday.
It is
29th.
on, Rob,
The 29th.
29th.
Yep. So it is the 29th. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. If you've never been, they didn't have it last year, unfortunately, because of COVID. But it is happening
Saturday
this
the 29th,
Saturday,
yes.
the 29th.
Saturday the 29th.
Yes.
So, yeah, so super cool. Don't miss Gasparilla. It's super
Yeah.
fun.
There's the pirate.
Pirate invasion.
There's
yeah,
the
and
pirate
so there's
gun.
the pirate gun.
Right.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Tampa Bay, definitely.
We actually had one of the pirates in a couple days ago in our Tampa store.
like an actual pirate.
He was picking up something to use at Gasparilla.
Did he have a patch?
He did not. He had 2 good eyes.
I don't know.
Thank
if he was
goodness.
a real pirate then, because
Arr.
pirates usually only have one eye, I thought.
Well, what if he had a peg leg?
Yeah, I would say that would qualify.
So an eye or a peg leg is what requires
Yeah,
to
for
be
sure.
a pirate.
I would say. Yeah,
Okay.
come on.
There
All
you
right.
go.
That's my take on it. So yes, so Gasparilla, like Shad said, is like Tampa Bay's Mardi Gras.
Yeah, very cool.
What?
Very cool.
Very cool. Yes. Locals probably get a little annoyed by it because of the traffic and all that stuff. So and our West Kennedy store, it's our first year being in South Tampa
Right.
while Gasparilla is going on. So it should be pretty interesting to see kind of how that all plays
Absolutely.
out, because I think that's going to be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, definitely check that out. I think it's super cool. Gasparilla, we did it many, many years ago. We'll be there this weekend. We're going to be in the WFLA
tent.
area. Yeah. So
Thanks, guys.
Yes, for sure. Thank you very much for inviting us. And so we'll be there. So look out for us. Say hi if you see us, for sure. We'd love to meet you. And
Say you saw us on the show.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
say you saw
Actually,
for sure.
You saw us on the show. Yeah. Saw the show.
Saw the show.
Saw the show.
And,
Saw the
and
show.
saw us. Well,
On
if
the
they're
show.
just listening, then
You didn't see
they
us.
wouldn't see us, right?
Or if you only have one good eye, maybe you didn't see us.
Jeez.
But then
So,
you're a pirate. and
As
you're
you
good.
get to know us, Shad is really drops the dad jokes a lot. So it's quite. He actually has a shirt that says "Dad
Dad
jokes
jokes
loading," and it has like the little
It's extremely
bar.
accurate.
It's so accurate. I actually started a little list on my phone and notes of things that he says because they're interesting. Yeah, entertaining.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, so we went over Gasparilla, super fun. We'll be there. We hope that you guys, be safe when
Yeah.
you're there.
Drink responsibly.
Honestly, we were just talking in the conceal class I had about one of the places that you can't carry in the state of Florida is any place of nuisance,
Ugh.
right?
Yeah.
It's defined as a place that tends to annoy the community. And one of my quest students asked if Gasparilla is a place of nuisance. And that
So-
was such a good question because I was like,
so it does. A place of nuisance is a place of where a game of chance,
Casino.
prostitution, or large gathering of people, or where the police are called. Large gathering of people. The police are there. They got you. You don't need to bring yours.
yeah.
Drink, be merry, have a good time.
Yes, highly suggest not bringing your firearm to Gasparilla. I know
Right.
we showed you one that was pirate themed, but we definitely would suggest leaving your firearms at home.
Absolutely.
And as I was talking with the student about that, they said, well, that's probably when I'm going to need it, and they didn't drink, and they were kind of saying, well, I don't drink, so. I'm around all these people that are drinking and being stupid, and what if they're starting fights and, doing all that? And we're like, yeah, but...
It's usually
you know.
not that bad. I mean, it's not that bad.
Right.
Ultimately, if you feel like you need a firearm to defend yourself and you feel like you
Imminent
have to
death.
take somebody's life, you feel great bodily injury or imminent death is about to occur. If you think that's going to occur at Gasparilla, don't go to Gasparilla.
Right.
Just that simple.
Or get to safety. If you go having a good time, don't drink,
But I
enjoying
mean, if
the
you
beach.
think that that's what you're going to get when you go there, why
Right.
are you going there? Now, if you're like,
I
well,
don't know
something
that
could
they
happen.
think. Yeah, I don't know that this person
that
thought
could happen anywhere,
Yeah,
right?
that's
I'm
true.
just saying. I mean, it's
You never know when it's going to happen.
You
though.
never know when it's going to happen.
Right.
So, but if you think you're going to go there and something's going to happen, well, you're going to find something to happen because it's going to happen.
Right.
So if you want to find something wrong, you'll find something wrong.
It is definitely something that made me think when they mentioned that, because ultimately, if you were just walking down Bayshore on any regular day, you of course can carry, right?
Absolutely.
You're doing your morning jog or whatever,
That's right.
The other half that lives on Bayshore
That actually jogs.
that jogs, yeah.
Not so much.
So you can absolutely carry, but then in a something like Gasparilla, that's when you really you got to use your best judgment. You
Absolutely.
probably shouldn't take it to Gasparilla.
Yeah.
Just saying,
Not
because
a good
people
place
are
to carry.
drinking.
And again, there are a lot of police that are going to be there.
Yeah.
So I mean, you'll probably see more of them than you'd think you would see. So if there's a problem, if it gets out of hand, it'll get nipped in the butt pretty quick.
You'd hope.
You'd hope.
Right. So leave your guns at home.
Yep.
Even though you think that's when you're going to need them, that's probably not a good idea. Pepper spray is always great. I love me a pepper spray.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I spray somebody in the eyeballs. I mean, that person, when you get poked in the eye or something, or you get sprayed with something,
Right.
or dust goes in your eye, what do? You do this. Well, while
Right.
that person's doing that, run away, right?
The whole idea is to get away. You don't have to fight them. It's to
Right.
get away. So get away.
Exactly.
If you can get away, get away.
Correct. So
Jump on a float. What could go wrong?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that's Gasparilla, super fun. Glad we talked about that. We talked about the Smith Wesson E-Z. We talked a little bit about Cerakote, the different colors that you can do, the different designs, what the benefit of Cerakote is, especially in this climate
Sure.
that we're in.
I mean, it's functional,
Right.
as well as actually protecting your firearm, but you can also just have fun with it and go crazy with it, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
anything you want to have done, we can do,
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
So, you bet.
We actually can talk about the Maxim 9 that you have. We did that one in Boba, no L, Boba Fett.
Right.
Okay, Boba Fett. And for some reason, I want to slide an L in there.
Oh yeah, Boba.
Boba Fett.
Not so much, but yeah, Boba Fett. So we did do.
I think it should be
We did do
Boba.
a theme, and this was well before the Mandalorian came out.
That is true.
So
Yes.
Yep.
So we did that theme, and the person that did our Cerakote at the time,
Yep.
we just kind of let them loose with kind of what
we were
they
both
thought.
Star Wars guys, so I was like, I want a Boba Fett gun. Let's have fun with it. So he really did some cool stuff. On the front of it in Mandalorian, it says "Hush."
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the little smiley face that we'll put onto any kind of Deadpool gun.
Oh yeah, we did
Yeah,
Deadpool.
we did Deadpool.
We have a
Yeah,
Deadpool.
did Deadpool.
Yeah, so those are really cool. If you know somebody that's
Guardians
into
of the Galaxy. We did
the
Guardi-
Guardians of the Galaxy
really
was
good.
nice.
That was
Yeah.
really good.
We'll have to next time bring some pictures and
Yeah,
have them
that
up.
was
But
real good.
really, really cool stuff. So
Yeah.
if you know anybody that's in your family or your loved ones that likes a certain thing, even a team. We did the Colts.
Yeah.
We did a Colts
Yeah,
gun.
did a Colts.
So super cool. We can definitely have fun with guns. Trying to think of a name for the show, and we came up. We were kind of like, You said
Fun with guns.
fun with flags because of
Well, yeah, Sheldon.
Yeah, but I was like, how about fun with guns? So
But we do have a flag.
we have a flag, and we're gonna have fun. We had fun with guns.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so that's good. All right, cool. So a couple of things for in closing, I guess. We're gonna probably look into maybe talking about red dots next
Yeah, I
time.
think we're going to talk about
Or
red dots.
optics,
Yeah.
optics in general,
Sure.
different types of optics, because rifles, pistols, all different,
Yeah, because you can have it
sights.
on your carry gun, you can have it on your home defense gun, you can have it on AR-15s, you can have them on shotguns, you can have them on anything you pretty much want to put onto it. It actually helps out quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so I like that. So tune in next time for that. We'll bring a couple of different kinds of optics
Sure.
and do a little demo on different types.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think red dots are lasers.
Right.
So they'll say, I
Beams.
want a beam, I want a red dot. And then
Yeah.
they think, and then they actually are talking about a laser that
Right.
actually is just a red laser, but they
so
say
we'll,
red
we'll
dot.
include that as well. So that way we'll have a little bit of both. So that way you can kind of see the difference between a beam, laser, or a red dot. So, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so I like that. So now I have a direction to go for next week. So in closing, basically, my little notes basically say, just to come into the shop. If you have any questions, if you're looking for a new toy, if you're looking to get some training, the best way to do that is to visit us at one of our locations.
Tampa, we're on West Kennedy Boulevard, 2730 West Kennedy Boulevard, and in Largo, we're at 133. No, we're not.
You're
No,
giving
we're-
our home address right now.
We're somewhere. So,
He just gave you our home address,
what the
so
hell's
don't
Largo?
visit us there. But yes, Tampa's location is, and it's on the website.
Yeah.
Rob's like, it's on the website, Jillian.
Yeah.
So mdarmory.com, visit us there,
Yep.
visit us on social media.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah.
Yes, and then
Yeah,
of course,
different places.
WeBeamTV.com
That's right.
or,
Hey, there we go, 11606 Seminole Boulevard. Had a brain fart.
wow,
Yeah, it's been a bit.
stinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
not go in there.
Thank you for joining us today. We really enjoyed doing this, and we look forward to doing more shows and bringing you some insider stuff. I also wanted to talk about SHOT Show as well, because that just happened
We'll
last
talk a little
week.
bit about that next episode,
Next
I think, as
time,
well. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of product.
We were
new
supposed to go, we
products.
didn't go. We're going to go next year, damn it.
Yeah,
But
all
good old
good.
Vegas. Yeah, lots of cool stuff.
Yep.
So,
Well, thank you again for joining us for Gun Talk, Tactical Talk with Shad
whatever
and
the hell we name
Jillian.
it. Yeah, we'll see.
Have
Bye.
a great day.